Howdy, howdy, y'all. It is another I Am That episode. Episode, 83. Chapter 83, I should say. The True Guru. The True Guru. In this one, this is pretty much a very typical sort of situation of the Nisargadatta Maharaj kind of sorting with this individual, trying to let them understand what, well, like I said, what the true guru does, what the true guru is like. Um, so here's a good one I want to start with. So so right away, well, not right away, like probably a couple pages in, the questioner asks, does every knower of the self become a guru, or can one be a knower of reality without being able to take others to it? This is a very interesting question. I don't know, I don't remember a question like this being asked. I mean, maybe, I can't think of it off the top of my head. But the way Maharaj responds in this particular instance, I really found interesting. If you know what you teach, you can teach what you know. Here, seership and teachership are one. But the absolute reality is beyond both. The self styled gurus talk of rightness and effort, of merits and achievements, of destiny and grace. All these are mere mental formations, projections of an addicted mind. Instead of helping, they obstruct. Questioner: how can I make out whom to follow and whom to mistrust? Maharaj: mistrust all until you are convinced. The true guru will never humiliate you, nor will he estrange you from yourself. He will constantly bring you back to the fact of your inherent perfection and encourage you to seek within. He knows you need nothing, not even him, and is never tired of reminding you. But the self appointed guru is more concerned with himself than his disciples. Questioner: you said that reality is beyond the knowledge and the teaching of the real. Is not the knowledge of the reality the supreme itself and the teaching of proof of and teaching of proof of its attainment? The knowledge of the real or the self is a state of mind. Teaching another is a movement in duality. They concern the mind only. Sattva is a guna all the same. So, like I said, this back and forth, and it just keeps going. It's very, like you can see, it's like very just, like I say, a very typical conversation with this book. Just this questioner just trying to sort out, like, what you mean by all these stuff? What do you mean by the true guru? And like I say, especially I really love to mistrust all until you are convinced. The true guru will never humiliate you, nor will he estrange you from yourself. That is just, I think, that's like a perfect, like, little quip, like, like one line. If if I could only give someone one line in understanding what the true guru is, I would say, yeah, that's definitely it. I mean, hard for me to say. I haven't found such a guru for myself, I feel. Maybe I have through Maharaj here writing this book. I mean, I don't think he ever said that that wasn't allowed. So, but anyways, point being, like I said, this, once again, this, with this particular, like that point is just, I found really particularly brilliant point. Especially, like I said, how these self-styled gurus talk of rightness and effort. Like, and you could definitely probably think of a lot of people the like his criticisms would apply to this day. I'm not going to say any names. I'm sure if you want to put down the names in the comments and do all that yourselves, by all means. But I don't want to call anyone fake. That's for you guys to decide, right? I mean, that's what he would say. You mistrust all until they convince you. And so, and another part here, so this, like I said, there's a lot. This chapter isn't like, it's fairly long for a Maharaj chapter. It's just, it felt like a very typical sort of situation of this guy, even though they had talked before. He's still just I don't know. It felt like half the time he's not real fully. Definitely, you can tell the questioner was not fully realizing the implications of the things that Maharaj was saying, and that's why, and, which happens quite often, and which happens probably like almost every chapter, if not at least every other chapter. This you definitely will get some questioners who just a lot of this stuff right over their heads, right over their heads. Um, so, for example. Here's another record for it. Many gurus, this is the question. Many gurus have the habit of giving tokens of their grace, their headcloth, or their sticks, or begging bowls, or robe, thus transmitting or confirming the self realization of their disciples. I can see no value in such practices. It is not self realization that is transmitted, but self importance. Of what earthly use is being told something very flattering but not true? On one hand, you are warning me against the many self styled gurus. On the other, you want me to trust you. Why do you claim to be an exception? Maharaj, I do not ask you to trust me. Trust my words and remember them. I want your happiness, not mine. Distrust those who put a distance between you and your true being and offer themselves as a go between. I do nothing of the kind. I do not even make any promises. I merely say, if you trust my words and put them to test, you will discover for yourself how absolutely true they are. If you ask for a proof before you venture, I can only say I am the proof. I did not I did trust my teacher's words and kept them in my mind, and I did find that he was right, that I was am and shall be the infinite reality, embracing all, transcending all. As you say, you have neither the time nor the energy for lengthy practices. I offer you an alternative. Accept my words on trust and live anew, or live and die in sorrow. And he says, the question response, it seems too good to be true. Maharaj, don't be misled by the simplicity of the advice. Very few are those who have the courage to trust the innocent and the simple, to know that you are a prisoner of your mind, that you live in an imaginary world of your own creation is the dawn of wisdom. To want nothing of it, to be ready to abandon it entirely is earnestness. Only such earnestness born from true despair will make you trust me. And the question, have I not suffered enough? Maharaj, suffering has made you dull, unable to see its enormity. Your first task is to see the sorrow in you and around you. Your next to long intensely for liberation. The very intensity of longing will guide you. You need no other guide. So, like I said, you can, and like in the question, that suffering has made me dull, indifferent even to itself. Maharaj, maybe it's not sorrow but pleasure that made you dull. Investigate. Whatever the case may be the case, I am dull. I am neither the will nor the energy. Oh no, you have enough of the first step, and each step will generate enough energy for the next. Energy comes with confidence, and confidence comes with experience. So, like I say, this you can kind of see it. Like I say, with these back and forths, how he's kind of missing a lot of these points. But I do like I say, I love how Maharaj is he's able, like you say, he knows how to tear people down when he needs to tear them down. He knows how to kind of help build them back up when they need to be built back up. He's like I say, he's just so very good and so very responsive. And this is just a good, excellent chapter, an example of seeing that sort of work at play. And so I don't want to say this is a bad chapter because it's not a bad chapter. They're all good chapters. It is this one actually does. It does feel like a little bit more like some of the earlier ones. It feels more like some of the earlier ones because lately a lot of these chapters have been very deep, and this one's still deep, and they're all deep. But some of these later chapters lately have just I don't know, they've almost like at times I feel like it feels almost psychedelic just reading them at times. And you can especially like the last video. That one was a very last chapter, chapter 82. That was a very powerful one, and also by the way, I want to say thank you to everyone for watching that last video. If you haven't, please do. It, as of right now, is the current, most viewed video of this whole series, and so I just want to say thank you for that, everyone who's watched, and let's keep it up. Let's help do our thing. Let's help spread the word of this fantastic man and this fantastic guru. And I think I'm just going to end it on that. Don't want to get too rambly about stuff. And like I say, solid chapter, just very good. It's a very, just once again, it's a nice little pebble to add to the foundation. Nice little brick to add to the wall foundation that is this whole book, this whole enterprise. I am that. So I would say peace, namaste, and Hare Krishna. So peace. Hope you all have a good one. Thank you. Have a good day.